Am I streaming?
Oh wow. I
I
am
am
I
I
am
am
live
live
streaming.
streaming.
Is
Is
it
it
real?
real?
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
That's
That's
cool.
cool. Um,
Let
let
me
me
close
close
this
this
out
out
and
and
test
test
how
how
this
this
goes.
goes.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
if
any
any
single
single
person
person
is
is
going
going
to
to
randomly
randomly
pop
pop
in
in
here,
here,
but
but
we
we
are
are
testing
testing
things
things
out
out
over
over
here.
here.
I am live streaming. Is it real?
Oh.
Okay,
Okay,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
test
test
it
it
out
out
again
again
to
to
see
see
if
if
it
it
is
is
actually
actually
better
better
now.
now.
Check,
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 one,
one,
two,
two,
one,
one,
two.
two.
We're gonna test it out again to see if it is actually better now.
It's like I have two different audio sources. Audio output, audio input. What if I just
Okay, now that I have
deleted
deleted the
what's it called?
the
The
camera,
camera.
let's
Let's
see
see
if
if
that
that
is
is
gonna
gonna
work.
work.
Okay, now that I have deleted the what's it called? The camera. Let's see if that is gonna work.
Why does it sound like that? Oh, there's 3 people watching right now? Wait, who else is watching? It's just wait, that's so random. No, there's 2 other people watching. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to test out and see how this goes. Like this is just me trying to see how YouTube live streaming works. So I'm so sorry if okay, 2 guys left. Cool. So it looks like the camera was the issue. Video capture device. Maybe if I do this, check, check, 1, 2, is it better now? Is it better now? Yes, better. Yeah, none of that multi-voice thing. Is there a layer on here? I can put this down here. Oops, 2 down, too far. There we go. All right, so let's get started on this thing, shall we? Even though we got one other person watching, I would love to know who is watching because this is amazing. My first time ever live streaming on YouTube. I usually live stream on Instagram. So welcome. So happy to have you here. Where are you from? Where are you from? I would love to know. Now, I am just going to go ahead and dive into going from robotic to natural English. Um, Honestly, how do I go to present mode without going full screen? Because I want to see the full screen, but I suppose I'm gonna have to move some things around. It's the first time live streaming, so there's gonna be some bumps in the road. Definitely gonna be some bumps in the road. I hope you can bear with me. Okay, that might work, or if not, I'm gonna have to just do something over here. Maybe just get this out of the way for now. Hide this, and hide this. And then we'll just go like that. Okay, how about that? Going from robotic to natural English. This is one of those topics that are so crucial for just being natural. But what is wrong with sounding robotic? What is wrong with it? Why is that preventing us from reaching the place that we want to be at? Natural English is the way to go. Okay, let me tell you a story. This is one of my students. We will call him Greg. Okay. Greg, when he came to me, he mentioned that he was translating in his head. He couldn't express his ideas fully, right? It's just some limitations there. And also lots of filler words. Filler words, that's your uh, because we're thinking and we're translating, and it's hard to express your own ideas naturally, right? That's what he was facing. I'm curious, have you felt this before? You translate in your head, or you can't express your ideas fully? Has that happened to you? Well, why was this an issue though? Why was that a problem? The thing is that it caused him to have difficult communication, misunderstandings, right? That's problematic. And also daily barriers at work and throughout life, just trying to maybe go to the airport or the restaurant and facing these little daily barriers where in the native language it wouldn't happen. But speaking English, it's a big challenge. And traditional schools do not prepare us for this. They don't. It's hard. So here's what we do. If you relate to this, I would love to know how you overcame it if you did. Or if you're trying to overcome it, what are you trying? What is working and what's not working? All right. So if this is you, Let's take a look at these videos to build more awareness about robotic English. Take a look at this one.
Hi, bro.
Hi.
How are you from?
I,
How are you from?
I am from good, thanks.
Mm, First of all, what did you notice? Not correct with the grammar, right? That's one thing. And with the tone, did you feel like the tone was really natural? Probably not, right? Probably not. Um, Now, why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? If I speak like this, what's wrong with that, right? Let me know what you think. Let's build some awareness so that we can really take action for our own status of our language level. Because this is me with my Mandarin. I know your pain. Now, this video on the right, I have a big problem with this video. Why? It's because of how robotic it is. It's incredibly robotic, and there are so many learners who are studying English with this material. No, no, it can't be. It can't be like this. So what we will do is we'll take a look, and you'll give me what you think, because I would love to know what you think of this. Just take a listen and give me your honest thought. Let's see.
She's my supervisor.
Is she your boss?
Yes, she's my supervisor.
Are we going on vacation?
No, we're staying home.
Okay. Now, it's good for grammar, sure. But if we are getting listening input, why will we use this? Why choose this? Because if we get listening input, the number one thing is to get natural listening input. If we are not, because I say we, I'm also a language learner. If we are not getting natural, real, authentic listening input, it is useless. And I'll tell you why. Because I learned Mandarin and I started on Duolingo. Duolingo, those voices are from people, but it's like a robot. It's not natural. It's not like how I'm talking to you right now. I'm speaking very clearly. That's true. That's true. That's for your learning. But I have variation in my tone. I have different, it's called intonation. There's so much about natural language that we're missing here. And it's going to cause us to face so many barriers in the real world. Now, let me ask you this. Have you faced that feeling in real life when you go and chat with someone? Have you ever felt like, "Oh no, I don't understand them. Oh no, what are they saying? What are they saying?" And you studied English so long, so many years, and it's because of material like this that it does not prepare us. It does not prepare us for the real world. I have a big issue with this. And that's why I really regret spending, I believe it was 4 months of Duolingo back to back, building up my streak, and it did not prepare me. I felt like I was just running in place. That frustration is lost time, lost energy, and it's the wrong kind of training. The wrong kind of training leads to frustration, going in circles. And what's the point? What's the point? Right? All right. Let's check this out here. We're going to compare robotic responses with natural responses. I want you to let me know what you think is the robotic response or the natural response? Okay. Here's a classic question that you can ask your buddies or someone you just met, of course. What do you do in your free time? What do you do in your free time? Notice how I say it so natural and smooth? Take note. What do you do in your free time? Response 1. I like to hike. It is fun. I hike with my family. Okay. Okay. What do you notice? What do you notice? Alright. Write it. Write it for me. Next. What do you do in your free time? I enjoy hiking during my free time. Last weekend, I even hiked up a beautiful trail at the local state park. Hiking helps me relax and stay fit, and I love being in nature and exploring new places. Okay, wow. Of course, it's beautifully written, lots of detail, longer sentences, of course, but I will say it doesn't have to look that complicated because if you are a low intermediate or even a beginner English learner, this may look difficult. It might look difficult to make a response like this. But the good thing is you can make this with a special strategy. You can answer any question with this kind of natural level if you follow a magic formula I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes. But you have to stay with me. You have to stay with me. Let me sit down for a second. So, how do you feel about those differences in those two responses? How does that feel? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna actually. Is the size of my camera okay? All right. Isn't that amazing? Right. So, those two different responses. And my personal note, my personal opinion on the left, of course, it's grammatically correct. That is basic English. That is where we all start. In any language, this is how we start. And what we're doing now is we're taking you from that to this, okay? Because why? Actually, you can share with me, why do you think the right side is the way to go? Why do you think the right side is better? And why is that important? I would love to hear your thoughts before I share my opinion because your awareness is much more important than mine. Yeah. Because if you have the awareness, your motivation is so much stronger. Are you ready for the next one? Are you ready for the next example of robotic versus natural English? Let's get ready. Let's get ready. I want to see some involvement in the chat. If you, I see that there's 3 other people watching here. Okay, there we go. Next question. This is a good question for networking. How did you get into the tech industry? How did you get into the tech industry? Hmm, good question. So you can even try and practice this on your own. This is to see how your natural response is, especially given the fact that I haven't given you the formula yet. I'm only giving you examples, robotic versus natural. But guess what? You're going to be able to make a response like this without thinking too hard about it. You do not have to think very hard about your response to create the one on the right. Let's read it. Let's read it. How did you get into the tech industry? I like technology. I studied computer science in college. Tech industry is a growing field. Okay. So, what do you notice? What do you notice? Go ahead and type it in the comments what you notice about those sentences. I want you to catch it before I tell you. What I notice is that the sentence pattern is so consistent. I like technology. I studied computer science. Tech industry is a okay, the last one kind of broke the pattern, but same thing happened with this one. I like to hike. It is fun. I hike with my family. It's very da 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 da. And if we keep hearing the da 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 da, how do you feel? How do you feel if you are talking to a person that talks with this kind of pattern? Da, 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 da. You give me your input, give me your opinion. Let's check out the natural response. How did you get into the tech industry? I got into the, excuse me. I got into tech because I love problem solving and working with new technology. In college, I built a mobile app that connected students with study partners. Seeing how that app helped my peers made me realize how tech can solve real world problems. And I wanted to keep doing that professionally. Oh, oh my goodness. Number one, what do you notice? What do you see that's different here? Number one thing looks like the detail, right? So much more detail. Okay. That's only, I'm only giving you kind of bits and pieces of what's going to happen in the formula I'm going to tell you. But let's look at last example. This is example number 3, last one, before I show you the magic trick on how to create your own personal natural response with this level of detail without having to think too hard. Are you ready? Awesome question to ask when you're getting to know a new colleague, a new neighbor, a new friend. How do you handle work-life balance? How do you handle work-life balance? Try to schedule my time. I try not to get stressed by not working too much. Mm. If I read it robotically, of course, it's going to sound more robotic. I try to schedule my time. I try to not get stressed by not working too much. I would say it's a little better. It's a little better because the sentence pattern was broken, you know? Um, but what do you think? What do you think is lacking here? What is missing in this response, in your opinion? Or maybe you think this is good enough. Let me know. I think there's something missing, but give your response first before you check out what I have to say. And what I'll say is it's vague. There's no detail. I didn't learn a lot from this person. Because I want to make conversation with someone. I want to get to know that person. So, here, let's check it out. How do you handle work-life balance? I handle work-life balance by setting clear boundaries between work and professional time. For example, I make it a point to finish work by 6 p.m. and spend my evenings with family or doing hobbies. This routine helps me recharge and stay productive, ensuring that I'm fully present both at work and at home, right? What is the commonality? What is the thing that you notice from these 3 examples? Gotta think about it. But first, here's the big reveal. Here's the assessment about the difference between robotic and natural English. When it comes to robotic English, why is it a problem? Because it's vague, meaning no detail. It's generic. It's like anyone can say this kind of answer and it's not interesting. There's no personality, so I can't build a connection. No emotion, right? No emotion. It's boring. It's short. No structure. How many of these did you get when you were making your assessment? How many of these did you think when you were looking at these examples? How many? I'm curious. Awareness is key. On the right side, we have natural English. And what is so awesome about natural English? Natural English is amazing because it's clear, but it's also concise. Wait, but Hannah, these look really long. Yes. However, they deliver lots of detail in a short way, in a simple way. That is the magic. That is the magic. So it's also specific. There's an element of storytelling. It's engaging, it's interesting, it's relatable. There's logical structure, right? It's easy to follow, it's easy to understand. But why is this important? What difference will it make in your life? Let me know what you think. Like, really personally, because there is no right or wrong answer. There is no right or wrong answer. Take a moment and let me know what you feel and what you imagine kind of difference you can have if you switch your English from robotic to natural. What do you think can happen? When you're ready, let's go over here. I got to tell you, this is called the ACE format. This very big magic structure that I'm talking about, the magic formula that is going to allow you to create these kind of responses, it's called ACE. Now, how many of you have heard about ACE? Have you heard of ACE? Do you know what it means? Let me know. I use this format all the time. ACE is such a simple and straightforward way to create a nice, natural, detailed, smooth response. All right. But before I tell you what ACE means, let's see if you're paying attention. What was his name? I bet only 1% of people here will remember. Without going back, what's his name? Starts with a G. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Greg. His name is Greg. Why am I asking this though? I want to see if you're paying attention. I want to see if you're awake. All right, so now that you're awake, let's go ahead and talk about ACE. 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 Each letter stands for something. A stands for something, C stands for something, E stands for something. All right. A is answer. C is cite. E is explain. But what does that mean? What does that mean? Answer, cite, explain. I bet maybe C is confusing to you also. Like, what does that mean? Answer. Provide a clear and concise response to the question. So it's just a straightforward answer. Boom. You answer just like that. Then, after you support your answer with an example, evidence, or a specific detail about your answer. So they are related. So you answer and then you give example or detail. After that, you elaborate. What does elaborate mean, Miss Hannah? Elaborate means to give more detail about that thing. Tell me more about that thing. That's what elaborate means. So elaborate on your example. Example was mentioned here. Or evidence to reinforce your point and add depth to your response. Oh my gosh, this format is so magical. So take a look at this. Answer, cite, explain. Where is the answer? Over here. How did you get into the tech industry? Let's do some drawing. When we think about ACE, A-C-E, A answer, C cite, E explain. ACE is, or the A, which means answer, that looks like it's gonna be over here. Let me make this a little bit thicker. So this is A. I got into tech because I love problem solving and working with new technology. That's your A. Because it answers it in a straightforward way. So that's A. Where is C? Where is C? E is the next sentence. Very simple, right? In college, I built a mobile app that connected students with study partners. There's your C. And then your E, that's your last sentence. Yeah, it really is that simple. Seeing how that app helped my peers made me realize how tech can solve real world problems, and I wanted to keep doing that professionally. So, literally, all you have to do is give us 3 sentences to cover your answer. And this goes for networking, this goes for getting to know new colleagues, this goes for interviews, this goes for almost anything. How does that feel? Now, I strongly encourage you to answer this question. Of course, if you're not in the tech industry, you're going to change that. So if you're in the medical industry, if you're in the fashion industry, if you're in the whatever industry, please feel free to make your own response following this format, following the ACE format. And I'll give you guidance. I'll give you my tips. All you have to do is create your own response. Just try it. It should take you less than 10 minutes and it's worth it, right? Because that will, if you don't use it, you lose it. You gotta use it. You gotta use it if you want to remember this and let that come from you naturally. Tons and tons of ways to use this in daily life. But what this is all connected to is the Robotic to Natural English training that is starting in August. August. It is a membership, and every month we're hosting 8 sessions that trains you to go from robotic to natural English. If you want to know more, join the waitlist. The waitlist is going to tell you more about the membership. You will have access to discounts, limited time discounts, exclusive resources, free PDFs, free, like a lot of benefits. It's free to join the waitlist. So go ahead, it's below. I'm going to put it in the description once I post this. Or scan this QR code. Take a screenshot or scan it right now, and you can join the waitlist. It's the kind of training that is very practical. My philosophy is all about practicality. What are you really going to use? Right? Just like we were talking about when it comes to networking, meeting a new colleague, and job interview. If this is the kind of topic that is interesting for you, highly, highly recommend you join. And if you want to check and see, if you're not sure, you can definitely message me online, I should say. Message me online. Put that in the description as well. And I'm so excited to have this start. It is such a great way to remove those things that are causing your lack of confidence, right? We don't want to be like Greg. We don't want to be stuck like Greg. So join us. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you soon. Sign up. I'll see you soon. It's gonna be a good one. Robotic to natural English.